Now coming to the question, will you be able to land a professional job if you move to Australia on 476 visa? I would certainly say. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Omar, and in today's video I will be sharing with you guys my experience when I was in Australia on 476 visa. How was it? Was I able to land a professional job on 476 visa? How long it took for my 476 visa to arrive? And what happened when my visa ended? Was I able to land PR or any other visa that allowed me to work full-time in Australia? I will try my best to address all of those questions in this video. So before I go ahead with that, just for the new viewers who have come across my channel for the first time, I have already made 3 to 4 videos on the topic of competency demonstration report. So if you are an applicant or an engineer who is absolutely is looking to apply for their skills assessed with Engineers Australia, and they are actually required to get their skills assessed by competency demonstration report pathway, then I have a very good news for you. You can watch my already published 3 to 4 videos. I have explained everything, how a career episode is written, what is CPD, what is summary statement. All those questions are in those videos. All you can do is just go and watch those videos, and you will be able to write down your CDR yourself without taking any external help. So coming back to the topic of this video, now I went to Australia on 476 visa in August 2016, and back then in August 2016 it was very easy for electronics engineers to get their permanent residence. All you needed were 60 points. But what happened was that, as most of you would agree with me, that Australian immigration is not consistent. That's the word I would like to choose. They are not consistent. They would introduce new immigration policies in the middle of the year. They would just not wait for a correct time, I would say. Like for me, correct time is that once a new fiscal year starts, like in July or August, that's the time when all the other countries make changes to their immigration program. But with Australia, it's not the case. They would make changes to their program in November. They would make changes in February. So it's pretty inconsistent, I would say. So what happened with me was in March 2017, Australia just made some significant changes to their immigration program, and I suffered a lot. Alongside me, there were, as far as I remember, mechanical engineers also took a hit. Actually, the petroleum engineers took the biggest hit because petroleum engineering was excluded from the skilled occupation list. So just think for those candidates or for those engineers who were in Australia doing masters or bachelors related to petroleum engineering, and next day they woke up and they were told that they were no more needed in Australia. So that's why I'm saying that Australian immigration is not consistent. So if you are planning to move to Australia on 476 visa or any other visa, be it a student visa, always go to Australia with plan A, plan B and plan C. Why I'm saying that, I'll just share my experience with you. So when there were changes introduced, what happened with electronics engineers was that their quota was shrinked. From quota, I mean the number of seats that were allocated to electronics engineers were shrinked. Therefore, what happened was the points went up. So what happened, I immediately just explored my other options, and I immediately started applying for state nominations with New South Wales, with Northern Territory, with Tasmania, everywhere. I just started sending my applications to those states. I applied for both regional nomination and also for the state nomination. From regional nomination, I mean 489 visa, in which regional development authorities would sponsor you. They would nominate you, and then you can go ahead and apply for 489 visa. 489 visa is actually a PR itself. It's just you have to spend 2 years in that particular region and work for 1 year, and then you are allowed to apply for 887 visa, which was my case. So what happened, I was planning to get 189 visa, but besides that, I also had other options under my sleeves as well. So while I was chasing 189 visa, I already had 489 visa. So I just slowed down, and then I just stopped chasing 189 visa because it was just too expensive. You would sit PTE exam, you would do NATI exam, and they're not cheap. You have to spend money on those tests. So for 489 visa, I really had nothing to do, or because when you apply for 489 visa, you are awarded 10 points. So what happened? I was on 55 or 60 points, and then I literally jumped to 70 points, and then I was allowed to apply for the visa. And so that's is what I had my experience that I wanted to share with you. So what I want you to learn is from my experience. If you're planning to move to Australia on student visa or even on 476, just have plan A, plan B, and plan C under your sleeves. Otherwise you will suffer a lot, trust me, because 189 visa is not easy now. As you would all know that at the moment the points are around 90 or maybe more than that. So being realistic here, be realistic here. Just formulate your strategy, and if you are confident enough that you will be able to land permanent residence, then I would say yes, go to Australia. But if you are lagging in points too much and you have very limited options, then I would say rethink your strategy and maybe move to a country that would give you permanent residence much easier than Australia. Because going to Australia is like investing too much money and time and effort. It just takes too much of your energy. I still remember those sleepless nights when I was on 476 visa, waking up next morning thinking if I would be able to live here permanently or not. So that's why I'm saying Australian immigration is not consistent. Now coming to the question, will you be able to land a professional job if you move to Australia on 476 visa? I would certainly say yes. I was able to land a professional job. I was working as electrical estimator with the ASL Tech, a company based in Thomastown, Melbourne. Now I think they have moved to some other suburb, but back then they were in Thomastown. So I was able to land a job with them. It did take a lot of time. I think it took 2 to 3 months for me to land a professional job, but I never did taxi or Uber or security. No, I never had to do those odd jobs. And when I had my 489 visa, I was able to work with a company called Carbon Revolution in Geelong, Victoria, as a production engineer. So what I want to say is that yes, absolutely it is possible. You can get a professional job if you want to, but if you want to just do odd jobs, then it's your choice. Now that's been answered. Now how much time it took for my 476 visa to arrive? In 2016 it took, I think I applied in December 2015 and my visa arrived in March 2016, and then I moved in August 2016. So that's the timeline it used to be back then. Not entirely sure what it is the case now. I'm not entirely sure, but it would be somewhere around 6 to 8 months. So that's there now. If I have to sum up all of my experience of my 476 visa, I would say yes, it was tough, but I learned a lot. I had so many experiences. I was able to learned so many new things. I made so many new friends. But if you are going to Australia on 476 visa now, my very humble advice to you would be to not go to Melbourne or Sydney or Brisbane. Go to regional areas and spend your 18 months wisely. Go to regional areas and land a job in those areas, do a job in those areas, because that would ensure that you will be able to get nominated for 491 visa. So that, as I've said, just be very patient and just gather as much knowledge as you can. It would just help you to make a right choice if you should go to Australia on 476 visa or not. If you are going to Australia on 476 visa, please go to regional areas, not go to metropolitan cities, because you are just going to waste your 18 months there, and you will end up having no extension. And what will happen is that you will be applying for student visa, which I really don't personally like. If you're not getting a permanent residence, I would say just go back maybe, because staying on student visa is just like making your life harder. Or if you are applying for student visa, make sure you are applying, taking education in that particular field which is actually in demand in Australia. So all those things which I have just touched upon matter a lot. That's why I'm saying please just go through the immigration website as much time as you can. Just take as much time as you can and just take the best decision, and that is possible only if you have enough knowledge. Then you can take a good decision for yourself. That's it. I thought I'll just put out a video on my experience when I was in Australia on 476 visa, so that you would learn from my experience. And I hope if you are traveling to Australia on 476 visa, you have a very good experience there. Thank you so much for watching the video. In the future videos, I will certainly be touching these areas of immigration related to Australia as well. So stay tuned, and I'll see you next time. Cheers. Bye-bye.